29-20 issued by California Governor Gavin Newman on March 17, 20, the Ralph M. California Government Code Section 54950, UCSB2, the Federal Americans with Disability Act. This meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate in the meeting via video conferencing at. Somebody have a comment? Is there a problem? Yeah, we're good. Proceed, Mayor.
You wanted to connect on the phone, Mayor. You were finishing up.
Yeah. I think we're good. We can call the meeting to order if you want, Mayor. You want me to continue? Please. Okay. Anyway, meeting video via video conferencing at 960-322-86697 and video conferencing by calling 669-900-6833. Meeting ID 960-322-86997. And we'll be given the opportunity to provide public comment. With that, I'd like to call the meeting order, and if everyone would stand, I'll give the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic on which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all. Thank you, everyone. If Mary's not here, I'll do the invocation. Dear Lord, we thank you for bringing us here tonight. We ask that you give us guidance to make the right decisions for the great city of Newman. We ask you to watch over all those people that have COVID and keep them as healthy as you can. In this we pray, amen.
Amen.
Roll call, Michael.
Sure. Councilmember Day. Councilmember Graham. Here. Councilmember McDonald. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Cantilla. Here. Mayor Martinez. Here.
With that, 5 is declaration of conflict of interest. Does anyone have one tonight? All none?
No.
Okay, we'll move on to item 6 with ceremonial matters. There being none tonight. Move on to item 7, items from public non-agenda items. At this time, anyone that wants to speak to the council, this would be the time to state your name and address for the record. The council would listen to you.
Leah, do you see anybody raising their hand?
No.
I see no hand.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'll move on to item 8, which is a consent calendar. Waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the June 30, 23rd, 2020 meeting. D, approval of property tax purchase for Highway 33 and intersection improvement project. C, adopt resolution 2020 next number, approving fiscal year 2020/2021 CDBC subscription agreement with Stanislaus County. F, approval of CARES, CARES Act Coronavirus Relief Fund subscription agreement with Stanislaus County.
This is Casey Graham. I'll approve the consent calendar as read. I just have one question once it's approved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried 4-0 with one absent. 9 is a public hearing. No public hearing tonight, so we'll move on to item 10, which is regular business. A, give the approval of job description for records clerk 2, fire chaplain, and community risk specialist position.
Thank you, Mayor. I will take this one. As the council knows, it's always in the best interest of the city to have, career path for our employees and a classification system that really fosters a career service with the city. Having people stay long-term is obviously a benefit to the city, to the community, and to the residents as a whole. With that being said, we've had some discussion with some of our department heads. The first one I'm going to offer up is the records clerk 2 position. I spoke with our chief and I have had this conversation before, but then we thought the timing was correct. Right now we have a records clerk position and a records supervisor position. In our finance department, we actually have an account clerk 2, and then a supervisor position. So we thought it would be appropriate if the records clerk position kind of mirrors that of the account clerk. So then what we did is we went ahead and modified the records clerk job description to include a records clerk 1 and a records clerk 2, and they're different positions. The records clerk 2 is distinguished by being more of a journeyman level or journeywoman level, however you want to look at that, journey person level. That someone's been there for 2 to 3 years, has moved up, and has now kind of works a little bit more independently and is not learning the system anymore. And we went into a little bit more on that in the job description. The pay scale for the records clerk 2 would mirror again that of the account clerk and be a 16% differentiation from the account clerk position. And that is that percentage kind of goes throughout the city system, classification system. That's what our maintenance 1 versus our maintenance 2 is. So anytime we have a 1 and a 2, 16% is the standardized difference in pay scale. So we're asking to be adopted as that as well. In conversations with the fire chief, and again, as some of our firemen or volunteers, as they leave the suppression system, meaning they're no longer fighting the fires, right now there's not a lot of positions for them in the organization, but we lose a lot of experience. We also lose the ability for them to mentor the younger ones. So there's a couple positions that the chief is recommending. These are volunteer staff, and they're on a pay-per-call basis. The first is the community risk specialist, kind of serves as a resource to the chief, kind of manages our community resources, emergency preparedness, and some of those things. And then there's also a fire chaplain position in there as well. And the chief can talk a little bit more about those if you guys want a little bit more details on those particular 2 positions. Again, those are part of our volunteer fire department service. They're paid $10 per call or for a training day. The fire chaplain would be a little bit more. We'd be paying a lot of the training, some of the annual dues that go along with that. So annual cost for probably training and all that for the chaplains is probably around the $500 range. So with that, we think it's important to go ahead and add these positions to the city's classification system at this time. And I can answer any questions that you may have for me. Our chief is also on the line, and he can answer any questions. Both chiefs are on the line, that they can answer any questions that you may have regarding the records clerk 2, or the fire chaplain, or the community risk specialist positions.
Any questions from the council?
I have none.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to open it up to the public. Probably no one out there, but please give me an opportunity. I don't hear anyone online, and we'll just go on to the next ad.
Yeah, Leah, is anybody raising their hand, Leah?
No hands are raised.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question.
I move that we approve the job descriptions for Records Clerk 2, Fire Chaplain, and Community Risk Specialist positions.
Any second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Is one opposed?
No opposed.
Okay. Okay, the motion is carried 4-0 with one absent. Next item under regular business is approval of Main Street East event.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'll take this one as well. As you know, Stanislaus County is one of the counties that's on the state monitoring list, and so therefore our restaurants cannot offer dine-in restaurant service. They can offer takeout, and if you have outdoor seating, people can eat outdoors. So in working with, Allie Mendoza, our community liaison, we've come up with a plan to see what council thinks of this. What we would do is we would close off Main Street from Fresno Street to Merced Street, and that's basically where our restaurants are, and allow them the opportunity to put tables outdoors, and then people can have an outdoor dining experience. And that would be on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., starting August 14th, and that would continue for 4 consecutive Fridays. This is a service that's currently being offered, I believe, in the Turlock downtown. I think Modesto downtown is offering it as well. When my wife and I were on the East Coast a couple years ago, they had that event out there as well. We've also run this by our public health official, Dr. B, and she's supportive of this concept as well. So with that, we're recommending that the council approve the Main Street East event and authorize staff to proceed forward. And I can answer any of your questions, and I know Allie's online too. Allie is gone, Mayor and council members, Allie's gone to all the restaurants, and they all plan to participate.
I'd like to mention, I think that's a great idea. I've seen it happen in the San Francisco area, in the Oakland area, and that works very well, especially in the position that we're in with the virus that's happening. I think it's a great idea, and I'll definitely support that.
I do have 2 questions. I might have missed it. Is alcohol going to be permitted? Which I think it should be, because that's a huge profit for a lot of businesses. And if this is successful, do we have a quick avenue to maybe do it Friday and Saturday night?
So, if the restaurant itself serves alcohol, they can have the alcohol, and it has to be part of their meal as well. And then that's up to the council. We were only shooting for Friday. There's staffing issues that go along with that, but that's something that we can, we'll take council direction with respect to adding additional dates or carrying it forward longer.
I would like to see, personally, my opinion is if it's successful for Fridays and the response is good, give the businesses that option, and if a majority of the businesses say yes, we offer that to them on a Saturday potentially too, because we need those businesses to stay in town and stay in business, and they need to be able to work and provide their services, and I think this is a great avenue for them to do that.
So, Councilman, I have an option. Let me run this by you real quick. You do have a meeting set for August 25th. That would be 2 weeks into the program. Could we maybe contemplate it and look at it at that time and then make a decision on if the council wanted to extend it to Saturday?
Yeah, I'm good with that. That's the 2 weeks, and that works.
Okay. That'll give us a 2-week trial period to see how it stands, and then we can bring it back to the council, and then if you'd like, at the will of the council, we can see about adding those extra dates.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other questions? Any other questions from the council? If not, we'll open up to the public for any comment.
Leah, do you see any hands raised?
There are no hands raised.
Thank you, Leah.
bring it back to council for direction.
I move that we
Approval
make,
of the maintenance.
go ahead, Kate.
Go for it, Leroy. Go ahead.
I move that we, move ahead, on the Main Street eating event. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, do we have a second on the motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-0 with one absent. Regular business G, approval of tennis court installation at Ryan Park.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one as well. So the Newman Landing School District approached myself and Catherine a little while back, and they were interested in seeing if the city would be interested in allowing 2 tennis courts to be constructed at Lions Park. We weren't sure what phase they were in, but from the general concept, we liked it. So, as you know, at the school district, they're trying to do some reconfiguration. They are going to reconfigure the parking lot, and then the egress and the ingress will now be coming off of Hardin Way as opposed to turning into Park and then turning right at Materi Field into it. So they'll go straight directly to Hardin in and out. And then they're going to relocate the tennis courts kind of easterly towards Hardin, and then use that old space for a future gym and locker room. High school tennis requires about a minimum of 6 tennis courts to host an event, a competition event, as well as to have adequate proper space. So what they want to do, they want to put 4 tennis courts right there, kind of where the existing parking is, adjacent to Park. But they want to reserve the corner of Park and Hardin for a future pool. So they asked us if they could put 2 tennis courts in at the location of the old skate park. In your package, we've included a set of plans that they've drawn up. So we think it's a good idea. We think it's a good plan. It will also provide 2 tennis courts that have pretty readily accessible by the community. So it's an amenity for the community as well. So with that, I can answer any questions you have. We do recommend that the council approve this, and we just think it's a benefit to the school district and to the city. Sounds like they're getting close to wanting to move forward and go out to bid on this. So at this point in time, we need to get council approval before we allow them to move forward. So with that, I can answer any question that any council member may have.
I have a question. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kate.
Michael, my 2 questions are real simple. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a benefit to the community. Like you said, it'll be outstanding. The 2 questions I have on it are, will there be lights? I couldn't see it in when I read through it. And will those lights be on a timer so you can only play at a certain time of night? Because there are houses across the street from that location.
Again, I was looking through the plans. I believe I saw lights on there, but I'll double check that with the school district. And if that is the case, we can probably put in like switches that don't allow them to light the work after a certain period of time. Like
those are the only, those are only 2 caveats I'd have is a dark out period. So, because they are bright and there's people that do live across the street. So, I think that would be important. And then, of course, lights so you can play in the evening when it's important. So, I like the idea overall. I think it's a great move.
Okay, thank you.
I have a couple questions, Mike. One is that, is this a, city and a district, project or joint?
It's joint to the effect that we're allowing them to utilize our property for it, but this is being built at the expense of the school district we pay. Correct.
So that means that they will handle the maintenance.
It will be their property. Brand new tennis courts won't take too much maintenance, but we usually have a joint workout together with them on that.
Great idea.
Michael, I do have one other question. Michael, I do have one other question. If it's being used for competition sports by the school and on city property per se, or are we giving them the property overall? Because during those events, I wouldn't want the city to be liable if a kid got hurt during their tennis event.
Yeah, they actually use some of our city fields like Metairie. They use Metairie, and so I think we already have that covered, council member. But we'll double check.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
Okay. If there's no further questions, I'll open it up to public for any comment.
And I don't see any hands.
Thank you so much. With that, I'll bring that back to the council for direction.
I move for the approval of tennis court installation at Lions Park.
And I'll second that, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-0 with one absent. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to item 11. District 5 Stanislaus County Supervisor, Mr. Jim D. Martinez. Welcome, Jim.
Good evening, Mayor Martina and members of the council. I wish I was joining you in person because I didn't have to use this computer, but we're going to make it work here tonight. I really look forward to every time driving to your meeting. Okay, I have a few things for you tonight. First of all, the CARES Act, which is money that came from the federal government, is being used for a variety of things, and one of them is grants for small businesses. We have set aside $15 million of that. $10 million of it specifically is for small businesses. There's $4 million for nonprofits who are affected by this coronavirus, and there's another $1 million in purchases of gift cards that businesses can use. So we passed it 2 weeks ago. The applications will be available online on Friday, and businesses with 1 to 25 people can get up to $25,000 as a grant. Businesses from 25 to 50 people would be eligible for a maximum of $50,000 in a grant. And there's an application to fill out. You have to be affected by the coronavirus. There's lots of businesses out there that are, some that aren't, but ones in particular that I see are like, barber shops, restaurants, nail salons. Those have been really hurt quite badly, and a variety of other businesses too. So we will look at the applications and then make awards. Not all the grants are going to obviously be at the top amount of money, but it's, 25,000 to 50,000. We just want to keep these businesses' doors open because they've had a, substantial loss of income here, especially if they're considered, at least the governor considers them non-essential and shuts them down. So anyway, that will be available Friday. It'll be on the website. If you have trouble finding it on the website, just call my office and we'll direct you to it. So, and then a few weeks ago, our assessor calculated the value of all the property in the county, and I thought it was interesting, and that Newman property values, taxable property values, went up 5.85%, which is far above the average of 4.9% in the county. Just if you'd like to know, the value of all the property, taxable property, which excludes like the schools and churches and stuff, is $799,423,000. So that's what the value of Newman is. So it's quite high, and the increase this year over last year is $44,187,000. That's how much more the value of the property in Newman is worth. And that could be, they include also new houses too that maybe weren't on the rolls last year. There was only one other city that exceeded the increase that Newman did, and that was the city of Waterford at 6.02%. The Newman's was 5.85, and that was above average, was second in the county. So I thought you might find that interesting. Okay, today in our meeting we got a contractor to do project management for the bridge over the San Joaquin River on Crow's Landing Road. This is a $2.1 million, just a management contract. I don't remember how much the bridge is, but it's like 8 or 10 million. This bridge was built in 1949. It's considered functionally obsolete, and we do have the money now. Most of it's from the feds, and we will begin replacing that bridge this year, this fall. We have pretty much everything in place, all the engineering done, and so this bridge is, it's not in very good shape, and so that will be replaced. I don't have any updates on the Hills Ferry Bridge, but that's another one that's going to be replaced. But I know the engineering's not done on that one, but the one on Crow's Landing Road, that's ready to go. So we're gradually going around and replacing the bridges. We've done one on Carpenter Road already, the McHenry Avenue over the Stanislaus River. This one, Hills Ferry Bridge, is in the 7th Street Bridge. Will be coming next year in Modesto because that thing is just in really bad shape. So we're gradually going through and getting the worst of the bridges completely replaced. So anyway, that passed today. And then just briefly, the healthcare task force, like all of the nonprofits, has just been unable to get anything done this year. We can't even have a meeting because of the social distancing. So we had to scrap our health summit, which was very disappointing to me. So we had everything lined up with the speaker and everything, but that's been, we just had to cancel it. We couldn't have a big event like that. But we are going to go through and do the art and essay contest. I'm going to be making appointments with the superintendents, just over the phone, and then hopefully go to the school board to, in order to get our theme to the classroom. With the schools not being open, at least not right now, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to do that. We're going to really need a lot of cooperation from the school districts, and not that we always have in the past. But it's going to take a little special effort if the kids are, not physically at school right now. So we do fully intend to have our calendar printed this year and do our awards. So we'll just I'll be working on that. Because that's one of actually our most popular projects that we do. And so anyway, that'll be coming along. I'll let you know what the theme is once the task force picks it. We have to do everything by computer too, so it just really is hard to get anything done these days. This will be a year to remember. Okay, so that's all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
I have a quick question for you, Dee. A while back, a few months back, you mentioned that the county is going to start infrastructure over at Crow's Landing. Has that been approved yet?
I forgot to write that down. We did approve the financing plan today, and that was an increment financing similar to the way the redevelopment works. They're still doing the technical part of the engineering, mostly for the storm drain and the roads. That should be done this fall sometime. And then the construction, which the county is putting in, the $22 million, will start next spring sometime. But the financing was put in place today for that. So this is a really expensive project, and it's going to take years to phase it all in. But the very beginning of it, bringing the roads in, getting utilities there, getting sewer systems started, that's really costly. And then the storm drainage is a lot more complex than what you'd think, because there's an 80-foot slope, in the property from one end to the other. Although it looks flat, it's not. So I would think we'll be moving some dirt there sometime in the spring. Everything's kind of in place. We're just waiting for the engineering to be done, and then it will go out to bid and then start in the spring. So it is moving along. It's moving at what I call government speed, which is really slow.
I sent out a message to my buddies and my boys up in the Bay Area that we're going to keep you around until we bust dirt over there. So get ready.
Okay, well, I've certainly enjoyed the job here and really working with everybody. It's been one of the highlights of my life, and I've enjoyed every day of it. So anyway, that's what I can tell you about Crow's Landing. It is going forward, it's slow, but I will see no issues.
Well, you're very important because there's a lot of people up in the Bay that thinks about you, man. So you hang in there. We need you.
Okay. Well, I hope you have your allowed guests at your meeting next time there. I'd like to come see you all again.
Oh boy.
I hate these computers. But anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Did anyone have any other questions for Jim tonight?
No?
Okay, we're going to move on to item 12, guidance from the city manager and staff.
Thank you, Mayor. So, just letting you know, we believe the county yesterday mailed out the ballot for the annexation. Those ballots are due back, I believe, August 25th. So registered voters active registered voters within that area should be receiving those ballots this week. And then we'll move forward from there. As you know, election season has started. Councilmember McDonald, Councilmember Day, and Mayor Martina. Each of their terms have been expiring, and it's time to re-up for those if you so choose. And then I just wanted to thank the council. I think this Main Street Eats program is a great opportunity to try to support our local businesses, allow them to move their tables out. You know, we already had something on the code that allowed them to seat up to 12 outside, and some of them did that. But I think in a coordinated effort, by trying to get them all out there, we might get a bigger attraction for people to get headed out there. So we're hoping that it's successful and it brings some business to those downtown ones and help them during this difficult time. The businesses on the west side of the street will probably have a little bit better start to it because they're already in the shade. The ones on the east side, which would be like Pizza Plus, their shade probably won't get there till about 6:30 or 7. But each of those businesses will be bringing out their own. We're bringing out their own tables. Yeah, correct. So, and then there's also a few other vendors that Allie's reached out to that may come out as well. They're local vendors who go to our farmers market. So, right. And then lastly, I just on behalf of myself and I know the council, again, just congratulations to Elaine Collison. Elaine Collison retired out of the police department on June 30th was her last day. So. Again, out there, congratulations to Elaine. Once we get the council back in and have a regular meeting, it is our plan to bring her forward and to recognize her officially and have her into the council chamber so that we can do something nice for her. So with that, I can answer any questions that you may have.
Is it possible for the first day that we do the street eat that we do like a sort of a ceremony with all the council members and the mayor?
You know, I'll have Allie and I will talk that through and see what logistically that would require, and then we'll throw it out to the council.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Michael. Move on. Allie, are you on the line?
Yes, Leah, she's A. Mendoza.
Hi, Mayor, council member.
How you doing? How's your dog doing, honey?
It's good. It's getting bigger by the minute. He's growing.
Okay.
He's doing more than me now. Just to touch a little bit on the Newman Street East, I've been working with Michael. All of the businesses downtown have now successfully committed to participating in this event. Even Dos Aguas, who's also more of a meat market, has decided to come out and also be part of this event, as well as some other outside vendors that I'm still working with the county to move forward. But as soon as I have them all locked in place, I will send you guys an email letting you know, and also the community know who's going to be part of our event, and just putting out a kind of a sponsorship type of event where I'm putting them on social media and in the newspaper. That way our locals who don't have internet can also know what's going around in our city. So that will be here in the near future. Now with that too, right after that, we roll into our Newman Farmers Harvest Market that I'm diligently working on as well. So far we have a lot of vendors signed up and ready to participate in this market, and local small businesses. So definitely working on the Newman Street and the Newman Farmers Harvest Market here in our near future. As for our sports and our youth side, unfortunately right now, no youth sports are allowed. Therefore, we are canceling our up-and-coming soccer season, and just waiting to hear what's the next step that we can take in efforts to get these kids back and being active. Other than that, I can answer any questions that y'all may have, and yeah.
I got a quick question for you, Ellie. I'm glad that you're doing okay out there and staying safe. I don't know who idea it was about the street eat, but I'm telling you, you guys are brilliant. Great idea.
That was all of Michael's idea.
Well, you're both brilliant. And in saying that, basically, the case had brought up in terms of possibly having a Friday and Saturday. Have you had that thought?
I think we were starting off just one step at a time, since it's something that we are venturing into, and also being cognizant of the crowds and the social distancing. We're attempting to do everything correct and making sure we're able to first get on our feet and get it started, and maybe in the near future we can extend it a little bit more, but first get our feet wet and make sure we run a successful event.
So is this going to be a permanent thing, or we have I guess the rainy season come in, it will stop everything, but is this something that we're just going to do just like we did the farmers market?
I think it's all given in, and I think Michael can back me up on this, it's all granted on how it works out, and figuring out this event and how successful it is, and the turnout of our community too is going to play a big role in this event. I think we're catering to them and to the businesses. We're setting up a foundation to where they make the event, and if it is successful, then we can talk in the near future to get that going.
Okay, thank you, Ellie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ollie. We appreciate your report. Moving on to Police Chief Randy Richardson. Are you on the line, sir?
Yes, sir, I am. Evening, Mayor, council members. Just a few quick updates. We had a internal promotion for corporal. We had a vacant corporal's position. And after testing, I would like to congratulate Officer Edgar Lopez was promoted to corporal.
Great.
So once we get back into the chambers and live together, we'll do a badge pinning ceremony for him. And then just to piggyback on the city manager's comments, I would like to congratulate Elaine Collison on her retirement. I tried really hard to keep her for another couple of years. It's a big loss to our department. She was our work mom, did a lot of things for us other than just the records part. So we're going to miss her tremendously, and I'd just like to congratulate her. And that's all I have. If you have any questions for me.
Any questions? Thank you, Randy. Moving on, Financial Director. Excuse me. Yes, Lou, are you on the line?
I'm mute, Lou.
It's not me.
Sorry, I had you muted.
You muted Lou?
I'm muted.
You should be unmuted.
Okay.
He's still mute.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, we got you.
Give me a voice and I'll take it your time. Finance Department has been working with our auditors. Even though we have this whole COVID thing going on, we've been able to transmit all of our files digitally. So we're able to send over a whole bunch more records over to them. We anticipate this virus is not going to slow down our audit at all. We plan on having it completed by the end of September and have financial reports ready to present the first council meeting in December, as we usually do. Other than that, the financial impact on the city, we're not seeing a whole lot at this point. Obviously, with our recreation, we're missing out on the revenues from a lot of sports events, but we're also missing out on all the expenditures that come with those sporting events. So other than that, our sales tax revenues are looking good. As our county supervisor mentioned to us, Jim, that property taxes are going up. So that's not going to affect us too much. We've also got a few more homes that were built during this last year. So all in all, the city's looking pretty good. We're in a good spot to weather this event. Be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions for Lou tonight?
He looks great, man. He looks healthy, like he's been running around. He's still got the same look, and keep it up, brother.
Well, I tell you, it's excellent camera placement. If it was down a little bit more, you could tell.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lou. Okay, moving on. Public Director, Works Director. Catherine, are you on the line?
I just had some exciting to report. We have started mobilization. We have a pre-construction meeting for well 10. And so we all met on site this morning, all the contractors and city staff and our construction management team, and started the process of getting them out there on the site to start equipping well 10 and hooking up the water lines to our system, and so it's pretty exciting. It's a 330-day project, and that's with no weather delays, and so we'll be constructing over the super exciting.
You said 303 days?
330.
Oh, 330, okay. Thank you, Catherine.
That's like 1 year.
Yeah, just about a year.
Anyway. Any other questions for Catherine tonight? Anyway, thank you so much, Catherine.
Welcome.
Fire Chief Bowen, are you on the line?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Yeah.
You're here, you're off fighting fire.
No, not yet. Good evening, Mayor and Council. First of all, I want to thank you guys for approving those 2 new job descriptions. That's going to help the Newman Fire Department continue to grow with our community. So it's great news for us. We want to meet those needs as they're presented to us. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about was just the structure fire we had on the 700 block of Driscoll. All went well. The volunteers did a great job. Aggressive firefight. They were actually able to maintain fire damage only to the fire origin. The other displacements were primarily from light smoke and light water damage. So they did a great job, so I just want to commend them. And I'm here to answer any questions you guys might have.
So, Chief, no one was hurt in that fire, right?
Correct. No injuries were reported.
Okay. Just a couple families displaced?
Correct. So the family within the primary fire structure there, they were permanently displaced, and then the 2 other occupants, because of the light water damage and smoke, they could come back in. I don't know their status at this point, but they were displaced at that time. Good job, Keith. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Any other questions for the Chief tonight? If not, okay, we're gonna move on to the council. Casey, do you have anything for us tonight?
Yeah, Michael, when on the consent calendar we approved for the piping and that for underneath the street for the intersection, when are we looking at possible lights at that intersection?
You mute, Mike. Unmute, Mike.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So, yeah, the first phase of this project includes the widening that will put in the conduit that would support traffic signals. Unfortunately, that intersection does not meet Caltrans warrants yet. So, as soon as we meet the warrants, we'll get the lights in.
Okay, I appreciate that. Whoever did the agenda items, thank you. They were nice one-liners that made it easy to read. That's an oddity. Usually they're a paragraph. I don't have anything else. I'm excited about this Eats event downtown and hopefully supporting our businesses, and I think it's a great deal. And I appreciate all your guys' hard work. I know these are difficult times and these meetings are kind of inconvenient, so can't wait till we can get back in person and this is all past us. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you so much, Casey. Leroy, do you have anything tonight?
Just want to say thank you to our city services. You guys are doing just a great job, man. It makes me feel so great to be a part of Newman. You know, knowing that the staff is great, our chief is great. I think we really lucked out, man. With Chief Randy, we got one of the best in the valley, and so I know it's been very difficult for the police departments across the country. But I tell you, we got a perfect guy for the city of Newman. And thank you so much, Chief, for what you're doing, man. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Leroy. Appreciate that. Nick, do you have anything for us tonight?
No, I have nothing for you tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Nick. And the only thing I have is I hope everyone continues to stay safe and practice social distancing and wear that mask. And with that, I'd like to ask for adjournment.
So moved.
Second, motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Goodbye.